Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Brianna, this is Coffee Books and Bullet Journals, and today I'm going to talk to you about the 10 books that I would keep. Here on Booktube, I'm overgeneralizing quite a bit because there are definitely some people that do not collect massive amounts of books, and that's perfectly fine. But it is kind of the general thing that you film behind a bookshelf full of books. Not saying that any one way is correct. That's totally a personal decision. For me, I like to collect books. One day I want to have a floor-to-ceiling, wall-to-wall, bookshelf, library, essentially, with a ladder and everything. So I like books. But there was this video going around. I saw it originally done by Jess from Jess Nevertheless, and I will link her original video down below. And I was talking to my other collab partners, and I thought, this would be a really good video idea. So there's a bunch of us doing this tag or this video today on the 10 books that we would keep if we didn't like collecting books. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Now, a lot of these either are for sentimental reasons or because I would reread them. Now, not saying that, if you only had 10 books, these are the only 10 books you could ever read. Although, for some of them, that's kind of the mindset that I was in. So, almost the books you would take to a deserted island type of challenge. There's also a few on here that are just, very aesthetically pleasing. And, I have to add those. And you can probably tell, because there are, books missing from my favorite shelf, you're going to be able to tell what some of these are. But the first one is Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo. First off, this book is stunning. I mean, the naked cover, stunning. The words on the page, stunning. This book is beautifully written and definitely one that I could see myself rereading in the future. The second one is a more sentimental read, and that is because it was the first arc that was ever given to me by an author. And it's actually not even an arc, it's a finished copy. And that is Until the Last Star Fades by Jacqueline Middleton. This was one of my favorite books of 2018. It is a beautifully written book. It's by an indie published author. It's a contemporary romance, and it's just a really good book. But it is signed, I think it's signed by Jacqueline. Yep, it's signed and personalized. So I love that. But yeah, this was the first, if I remember correctly, the first book that I got before it was published. I got to be on the street team for it, posting on Instagram, posting a video about it. It was a good time. So that would definitely be one, just for the nostalgia factor of it. The next one is another book that I would definitely reread, and that is The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. This is just such a great social commentary on today's world and the societal issues that we are facing, and it's a good reminder of something that if you were going to reread something, this is probably a good book for that. Sorry, the ring light is definitely picking up the glare in this. Alright, the next few are definitely for sentimental reasons. The first one is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I would probably pick this one over The Starless Sea for a couple of reasons. Just A, because this is an annotated copy. I've done tons of notes and things in this. I have reread this, and it's such a good book, and it's just so beautifully written. And the interesting thing about this book is that the more times you read it, the more you pick up. And I haven't reread The Starless Sea. I'm sure it's similar. This is just one that has all of my heart. Wouldn't be a Coffee Books and Bullet Journals video without either one of these books being prominent in a 10 books you would keep. But Take a Hint, Danny Brown by Talia Hibbert, and The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. These two are probably my favorite books of all time. I couldn't tell you which one was better, to be honest. This is a annotated copy as well. I've got notes in here. Love this book so much. Love this book. I've already reread it this year. I've read this 2 times in a year. So I know that it would be a book that I would reread. And then obviously I've reread this one several times. And it's definitely a book that I love and cherish with my entire heart. The next one is Dark Dawn by Jay Kristoff. And now you're thinking, Brianna, why would you keep the third book in a trilogy and not the rest of them? Well, here's why. First off, this is a beautiful cover, and I was like really going back and forth. I was like, would I keep the US cover or the UK cover? And just aesthetically, this is a better looking book. I do love the outside cover of the US version, but when you open this up, we have like the stars. This is just stunning. We have Mr. Kindly embossed into the naked cover. It's just stunning, and it's got like the black sprayed edges, which if I go back and tab will look just amazing. So that's probably why. The only thing is I have not read this copy, so like I don't want to break the spine. Like, so I don't want to open it like past this. So, I mean, obviously if it was the only owned 10 books, I would, but I don't want to. The next book that I would keep, if I only had 10 books to keep, would be Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Neon. This, again, stunning cover. It would look great on a shelf, especially with only a few books on it. But this is such a good book. I love this book. I didn't like the sequel, but I loved this book. And I think that this could stand on its own as like just a standalone book. Obviously, being in a series is going to make it better, but it would be fine on its own. But this was also a gift from an old friend of mine, so that kind of also adds to the sentimentality of it. We buddy read it together right at the end of the year in 2018, and it was just an all-around a good time, and I loved it. And I would keep it. I also got to meet Natasha at BookCon last year, and she is the sweetest human being. And I got to talk to her for a couple of minutes and let her know that it was one of my favorite books. And she's so sweet. I love her. Speaking of a BookCon as well, another book that I would keep would be Vicious by V.E. Schwab. A lot of that would be because I got to meet Victoria. I got to talk to her for a bit. This book is signed and personalized. So, Victoria is another human that is just amazing, and I love her, and I got to do, like, a little, like, video clip for her. Like, she recorded a little video clip because our book club was reading this at the time, and it was great. This is also a book that I would definitely reread. I haven't yet, but I definitely one that I would, because it's just very intricate and very... there's just a lot of layers to it, and I feel like I would pick up a lot more on a second read. This is a good one to end on because it has all of the things that I look for in a book that I would keep if I was only keeping a specific number. One, it has the nostalgia factor. I did get to meet the author, and I told him, I was like, I read this book because a really good friend recommended it to me, and he said, well, tell your friend thank you. So, Kylie, Jay says thank you. It also has a second and third and multiple layers to it. Every time you read it and reread it, you're going to get something different out of it, and it is a beautiful book. So I would keep Illuminae by J. Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. Yes, I would want to keep all three of them, but this one is my favorite of the three, and it doesn't finish the story, but I would, get the other ones from the library, I guess. But this one would definitely hold me over. And it's just stunning. I don't love the paperback versions of it, which is why I got the hardcover in all three of them, like paid extra for. But like, this is just so cool. It has all of these like redacted files on it. It's making a lot of noise on the microphone. It's a stunning book in its weirdness, which is, the chaotic energy that's inside the book as well. So, those are the 10 books that I would keep if I only were keeping 10 books. That hopefully will never, ever, ever happen in my entire life, because I like books and I like collecting them. But let me know down in the comments below what book you would keep if you can only keep one book, because that's, like, more difficult. What book would I keep if I could only keep one? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. So, let me know down in the comments below if you can answer that question. About yourself, not about me. If you are new here and you have not yet subscribed, there is a little red button that you can do so down below the video, and all of the other social media links will be in the description below if you would like to be my friend on any other platform. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye. What makes this heart beat faster?